Hi, everybody. I'm Julianne Bond, and this is 10 Minutes of Bonding. I am so happy to welcome back Viviana Puello. She is the founder and editor-in-chief of Art Tour International magazine, as well as the founder of Vivid Arts Network, which is an international art organization that serves as a platform for emerging and professional artists who are looking to receive international exposure. On Tuesday, when we spoke, we focused on her work with the magazine, as well as how Vivid Arts Network supports artists. What we did not have the opportunity to talk about, and she is so gracious to come back again today to continue the conversation, is her work, her activism really with ECPAT International, which is a global network of organizations that work to end the sexual exploitation of children. But that is what we will talk about today. So Viviana, welcome back to 10 Minutes of Bonding.
Thanks, Julianne. Thanks so much for the invitation.
Yeah, my pleasure. So why did you get involved with ECPAT?
I got involved with ECPAT through my work in the art industry in Italy. Basically, this is a cause that is close to my heart. It's been something that I have seen, and I want to clarify something, that when it comes to human trafficking, we're not only speaking about sexual exploitation, there's also forced labor. So that is something that I witnessed since very young, in seeing young girls coming to the house or coming to the neighbors to work, wash dishes and things like that back when I was in Colombia. And we're talking about, I don't know, 7, 8, 9-year-old girls, you know. And I saw that. And when you are a child, I think we're born knowing what's right and what's wrong. We really do have something in our hearts that kind of, you know, touches that. And that was something that got there. I went to Italy in 2008. And I remember seeing again something that was shocking, and it was seeing 13 and 14-year-olds in the rural areas on the roads, picked up by older gentlemen. And I was with a friend of mine back then, and I told her, how can we help these children? What can we do? They're just kids, you know, what can we do? And it comes that desperation in your heart. If you see it, if you're close to it, trust me, it's like you feel like, let me grab her, take her away. And she said, no, you can't do that. This is a network. This is, you know, there's the mob involved. There's so much going on that you can't. So if you want to do anything, find an organization that you can support and do it. So that's what I did. And through Vivid Arts Network, through our events, I approached ECPAT in Italy, which ECPAT Italia is they work independently in every country. So this is a network of organizations that is present in 108 countries. They do a lot of work. So I approached them, and I went to Rome. I met with them. I saw what they did because I wanted to see how legit this organization was, and realize the incredible labor and work that they're doing. They do a lot, and like I mentioned to you, their work is more preventive, trying to support families in a way that they prevent this. And they also provide shelters for victims. So that's, you know, that was a big deal for me. I put that in my heart. I share it with my partner, my husband, and we decided that we wanted to support them. And when we did when we do events in Italy, we distribute their information, and, you know, things like what I'm doing right now. I cannot be there physically volunteering, but as much as I can spread the word and as much as I can spread the message, I'll do it gladly. Yeah. Can you
That's
hear me?
amazing. So when did
Hello?
you, and I just want
Uh-oh.
to tell you, Viviana, I think we're having a little, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
Yes,
Let me
I hear you.
see.
I thought I
Hold
lost
on.
you.
I think you hear me. Okay, good. I think we're having a
Yeah.
little trouble with the video, but we can hear you. So we're just going to keep going.
Okay,
Thank you so much for
that's fine.
sharing. Oh, there you are. Oh, well,
I'm back.
maybe for a second. There you are. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, technology. What is it?
I know.
Technology these days. Oh, okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you. That's what I was starting to say. Thanks for sharing all of that. So it sounds like you've been involved with them for a while.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It has been happening for many years. Yeah.
Right, right.
Since
So
2010.
in 2010. Okay. All right. Um, you know, this is obviously such an important issue, and I'm really glad that you raised the fact that exploitation can take many forms, and it's not just sexual
Yes.
exploitation; it's just exploitation of children. Period. Whatever that might mean. I would
Yeah.
imagine that. I mean, first of all, it feels like this is an issue that is all over the world. Am I correct? Even here at home? Oh
It
dear.
is all over the world. It's an industry that, it's giving $199 billion a year. And it happens everywhere in different forms, but it shows up everywhere. Yeah.
And the dollars that you just mentioned, that is the revenue that's generated from this
Yes.
trafficking?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's
So
terrible.
it would seem like awareness is it's at least the beginning of trying to end this.
Yes. Yeah.
So are there things that you would like people to know about this issue regarding awareness?
Yes. When it comes to what we can do, there is so much that we can do. And I'm gonna start when it comes to forced labor. I think we have the responsibility to take a stand. So the Department of Labor, if you go into the Department of Labor's website, they provide a whole list of products that are created with child labor and forced labor. So I think that's the first thing we can do as consumers, being that we are in this position. We can make the choice, right? We can make the choice with whether we contribute to these products or to these companies or not. That's simple. And just to think that it's never going to happen to us, or it's never going to happen to somebody that we know, it's a lie. Because these criminals, they adopt even teenagers, even adult women, and they force them. They prey on these girls, even through the internet, social media. Uh, Tell them they're falling in love. Let's get married. You have no idea the tricks. They have all the tricks in the book, and they convince young girls. It doesn't matter where they come from, what position, what family. So it's one of the things is, take a stand from the beginning, thinking this can happen to anyone. Let me see what I can do. And again, if you see something, say something, right? Like we say, it's true. So that's another thing is there's a website that says that is do not look away, do-not-look-away.org. If you check out on that website, if you see something weird, and I can give you an example. If you're in an apartment, even in New York City, and you see 10 girls who are between 14 or 15 and 19 living in the same apartment, in the same place, in the same apartment, question yourself why. What's happening here? If it's not an organization, it's a private home, they have 10, 15, girls living in there, even boys, what's happening? So things like that, there's a lot of things that we can do. And the best one is to care and to love one another. So if you love, you're gonna take a stand and make, and make something, do something about it.
Thank you. Thanks. I think it's good to know. It's good to have the awareness. It also seems good to know how people can help. I hope you can hear me, Viviana, and thank you for sharing that. Are you able to hear me?
Yes. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I do notice the connection.
I want to thank you.
But I think
thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the good news is we could hear you. So that, the image froze a little bit, but at least we could hear you. And thank you for sharing all of that, because it is a crisis. And, it is really good to have a sense of, if you care about this issue, what you could do. So thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your advocacy around this issue. And thank you again for joining me today. I really appreciate you making time. And my thanks to everyone for joining us today on 10 Minutes of Bonding. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and I'll be back next week.